Okay, this one won't be as long as I promise. But I have to share this with you too. Um, Now is a time. We're getting close. I don't know when. I don't know what the day is. I do know that these, and if you haven't studied these blood red moons and the tetrads, you need to. You need to know history wise when they occurred and what happened when they occurred. It's always been judgment or war, judgment, something big to Israel. Okay, always in the past. Um, this one that's coming 2014, it's Passover and on Feast of Tabernacles, and then next year same thing. First of all, take some time, go back and search and read, be amazed. Again, I did this back in 2008. I saw this for months. I was all about it. And back then, and I knew it was filed in here somewhere, but I was all about it then. I had months and months and months on it. Go back and see what happened in Israel during those times. Thing is, Israel cannot see the one that's, April 15th of this year? They can't see it from Israel. The United States can. Actually, now the one next Passover in 2015, Israel can see it. But actually, I think the United States can see all of them. That's not a good sign. They can see all of them. I don't know what's going to happen. But I can't imagine the Lord wasting one. Personally, me, I tend to think, again, and I've said this, that 2015, that blood red moon is directed to Israel. That's going to be a judgment on Israel. Again, that's what they thought too. Big old another confirmation. I tend to think 2014 would be for America or the others, that are trying to divide the land or whatever judgment to them. I don't know. I'm speaking out loud here. I'm speaking out loud because I just can't imagine the Lord wasting that. They happen for specific reasons, okay? They're just not put there just because. They're not. So, but also, I don't know if, like in the past, look up the 6-Day War. I'm just going to use for reference. I think that the blood red moon happened in April near Passover, but in war though, war started like June 7th. Okay, I don't know for a fact, but it was around there. So it didn't start until, I don't know if anything. I didn't do a history search on that day. What happened on that exact day of, I think it was April 13th back in 1967 or whenever that was. I didn't do an actual, but it was in April. But the 6-Day War started in June of that year. So like a month and a half or a month, month and a half later. Again, it's God. He can do whatever he wants, but it's a pattern. And I can't imagine him wasting one of those blood red moons. I can't imagine him doing that. So I don't know what's going to happen on that. It's on Passover. It's huge. It's huge. It's big, way big, way over my pay grade. But you see where everything's going. You can see it. In Israel, bringing home all of their embassy, all of their ambassadors, all of their people, closing, and bring them all home. Something's up. Something's up for them to do that. So we just have to watch. But I will tell you that Jesus has told us to prepare our fields, prepare our homes. You know what your field is? We had a discussion about that. And to me, when he says prepare your field, okay? God is the owner of the vineyard, right? He's the vineyard owner, right? Right. We're the workers, right? That's what we are. We work the vineyard, okay? That's us. We till our ground and we want a good harvest, okay? We want a good harvest. So we want to do whatever we can for our seeds, to grow, to be a good harvest. So when I hear him say prepare your fields, well, to me, my harvest, that means, my field is where I walk, is who I've talked. It's whatever seeds I have laid, okay? Whatever seeds I have sown, whatever ground I till, all right? Wherever you prepare your fields, it's wherever you walk. It's your seeds, it's who you've talked to. It's your ground, okay? It's your place, it's your ground, and whatever all that entails. There's different meanings of it. I will tell you this. There's different meanings of it. But when he's speaking in this way, prepare your field. We're harvesters, right? And we know this because we're going to be in that big harvest time, right? So he says, prepare your field. And you have to remember, God is the vineyard owner, okay? He owns the vineyards. He owns the grapes. Okay, what are we going to harvest? We're going to harvest the grapes. That's what we're going to do. There's different harvest times. Different harvest times. Some grapes are it's just they're done a little early, right? Some of the vines have given a little early harvest. Some grapes are not harvested till midsummer. Some are not harvested till later. Later. For you who don't know, I know most of you know this, but for some new ones, and that's, I have to tell you, I'm really bad about that because I just assume people will know what I'm talking about. But you have a lot of new people who are just bam coming in and charging right in, but maybe they just really haven't started learning these little things yet. And sometimes I forget that, and I'm so sorry I forget that. It's like God is the potter, we are the clay, okay? He's the artist, we're the canvas. Now, prepare your fields. Prepare your fields. Get them ready. Get them ready. And whatever that entails, I'll tell you, you got to do what you're capable of doing, and the rest is in God's hands. Don't sit and beat yourself, okay? When I say this too, sometimes we lay the seeds, sometimes we water the seeds, okay? Sometimes we plant them and we speak to people. It might be a little word here, a little word there, whatever, planted that seed. Sometimes somebody else may have planted that seed, and we just happen to come sit next to the park bench and give them a little water to that seed. See how he does? He always does that. Breadcrumbs. But this does not mean spend all your time trying to get to that loved one to change him. It's not your responsibility. You understand that? You can't change him. Okay? People are going to, they're going to think that that's your job. That your mission in life is to help them obtain salvation. That's not your job. You're a seed sower. You water the seed. But you can't save anybody. You understand that? Only He can. What you have to learn to do is to pray, and to pray ahead, right? When you know you're going to be around this person, pray ahead. Ask the Lord, for your Holy Spirit, go ahead of me. Prepare their heart. Prepare their heart. Let it be open. Let it be caring. Let it be. Let there have ears. Lord, let there have open hearing. You have to pray ahead. He's the only one. We don't have any power. He's the only one. Pray ahead. If you know you're going to be around this person, going to go try, or just pray that the Lord just, I told you what I used to pray for my son every night. Lord, knock him off the horse like you did Paul. Paul was going to Damascus, on the road to Damascus, because he was looking for, he wanted to kill Peter. They were looking to go kill Peter, and the Lord just knocked him off the horse in the middle of the desert, and he spoke to him, and he said, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Right? Okay, I said, Lord, just knock him off the horse. I don't care, just like you did Paul. I don't care how you have to do it. I don't care if you give him dreams and visions, if you kid him when he's sleeping, if you get him, I don't care, but don't hurt him. Please don't hurt him, Lord. Don't hurt him. But it's prayer a year, all the time. One night, went to bed, bam, happened. Knocked him off the horse like you did Paul. I knew I had no power. I could sit and talk, but God is the one who has to change it. He has to remove the scales. They have scales on their eyes. God has to remove it. Ask and pray. Pray that the Lord Jesus will remove the scales. Ask him that he will open the hearing, for him. That's what you have to do. You can sit and say until the scales are falling, until the ears are open, which God has to allow. You're going to sit and talk to a deaf and blind person. You understand that, don't you? They can't see you and they can't hear you. Okay? Do you have the power to change that? I don't. After you realize that, after talking to those people over and over and over, and you're like, are you blind? Are you deaf? Think about it. We always ask that. How can you be so blind? How can you be so blind and not see this? How can you be so deaf you don't even know what's going on? They are. Oh, it's just coming right now. Let me tell you that. See how he works? They are. God has to remove the scales from their eyes. He has to give them open hearing. Not you, not me, him. And if he doesn't, they really are deaf and blind. How about that? That one just boom. We have no power. So you cannot spend your days. How are you tending to your field? How are you preparing your field? Got to hone it in. Got to rein it in. Got to get, if you're just on one vine that you're trying to save, when it's not up to you to save. You're a worker. But you need to go to the owner for that, because, he knows how to save his own trees. He knows how to save his own vine. We work them. We don't save them. Do what he tells us to do. Okay, but you can't, and all your, it's gonna be combative, and all that goes with it. But you're gonna get defeated. You're gonna get so defeated. Say a little here, say a little there, what you need to. With the Lord, ask the Lord, Lord, tell me what I'm allowed to say, so they don't, because you're going to send them off. You're going to make them run farther. You're going to do more damage than what you think you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. Because they're not where you are. It might be crystal clear to us. It might be crystal clear to you, me, all of us. We're like right there. But we have no scales on our eyes. Our eyes are open. Our hearing's open. Theirs isn't. They cannot see what we see. They cannot hear what we hear until the Lord opens it for them. We can sit and go page by page, okay? We can get illustrations out. We can get a big old wetboard or chalkboard behind us. We could be doing it all day and all night, but they're not going to see it and they're not going to hear it unless he does it. You understand what I'm saying? So how are you going to get your field ready if you're on that one vine who's really, it's not doing good? You have to give it to the vineyard owner, right? Got to give it to him. And then you have to go, to your healthy trees. to get them ready, because you're going to harvest them. You're spending all that time tending to that one when you don't have the resources, you don't have the ability, okay, to fix that vine, to give that vine what it needs, okay, to save, those grapes, right? So let the vineyard owner tend to it. He knows. You move on to the healthy ones. Get them ready. Get them ready. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Pounding that information isn't going to cut it. Not going to happen. Okay? It goes with faith. I will tell you, got to walk in faith. Got to walk in faith. Can't worry about it. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know. Breaks my heart. But you know what? I do. I have so much faith. I have so much faith. And again, too, you know what I've gone through these past months with my son. But I knew where he stood in the Lord, right? But, but I had to give it to the Lord, remember? Because I had to let him have a free hand in it. If I'd have jumped in and I'd have made a mess of things, so right, well, I let him have a free hand in it. Can't believe where he's moved him. Can't believe where he's moved him. But it's, and he knows. He so knows. But you have to prepare your homes. You have to prepare your fields. But again, you have to know what that is. Okay? Fields. Not field. I mean, it's you cannot think that if you just have more time to spend with this loved one or this person, that that they get it, right? Because that's what you think. Well, what's the more information I can share with them? If I could learn some more stuff to tell them, if I looked up one more thing, if I watched one more video, if I just had one more, I know that would just push them right there. It's not gonna. Might, but it's got to be, he's got to do it, okay? Not that. But you'll know. You know how he works things. It could be that one, but he's got to set it up. You understand? Got to pray ahead. Got to pray for it. Pray. And he's got to set it up. He's got to set it up. So that happens. Because it's up to him whether or not it happens. And many, see, I guess it's because I know he's going to come to everybody, right? I know during those 3 days' time, I know he's going to come to absolutely every single soul. And he's going to give everybody a chance. Everybody a chance to say they're sorry, to repent, to ask for forgiveness. And so many. It's going to take Jesus himself for them to see it, okay? It's going to take him for them to have that right there before they're going to turn. But I know he's going to do that. So that's why I don't worry about him. I don't worry about him. I want to. I want to get over in that fetal position, I told you, but I don't. I'm not going to do it. So give it to him, because I know they all have a chance. They all have a chance. And that's what he's going to do. When he's done, it's done, right? So you have to know that. You have to know you have no power. So if you are used to being in control of things, and you just think there's one more thing you got to say, one more thing you got to do, sweetie, it's not up to you. You have no power. Power of prayer, and that's it. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. So don't be a bully, because that's what it comes down to, because you're so passionate about what you want to do and what you want to say. You just want them. You want them to see it, to get it. You want them to feel that happiness and that joy that we have. I'm just filled with so much peace. I truly, truly am. But we want them to, if you only knew how happy I am, if you only know how full of joy I am. We want them to feel it. But when we're talking to them about it, and we're confronting them about it because they're not getting it right, is that joy we're showing on our face? I don't think so. You know, it's annoyance. That's what it is. It's annoyance. We're annoying them. You know, they can't see what we can see. And then we're telling about all the joy we got, but yet we're like, how you don't see this joy? How do you not see I'm happy? See, I'm happy. I'm so happy. But we're so worried about them. We're trying to pound it in them. We can't show them our joy. We can't. That's the important thing is, this is it. You have to let them. I said this months and months ago too. Jesus said, let them see, let them remember your joy. Let them remember your kindness. Let them remember your compassion and your mercy. Let them remember you as you're walking in these last days, just full of faith and love and peace. Remember, we talked about that. That's what they need to see, okay? These words about that. Oh, you can find peace and you can be so happy like I am and blah, blah, blah. They can't get that. Because, first of all, they're not really seeing it because when we're around them, what are we doing? We're trying to shake them to the truth. And that's not joy in us they're seeing. It's not peacefulness in that we're seeing. Do you get what I'm saying here? This is good stuff. That's why I always talk from the heart because that's where he lives and that's always what he brings out. I'm telling you. So I'm talking about it and that's what he wants. That's from him. He wants you to know that. That's what it is, and think about it. Just all common sense things. Because we're getting hurt and we're getting frustrated that they're not seeing our joy. That we want to strangle them right now because they're not getting it. We're looking all so joyful to them. Well, they're going to run out the door and get in the car and they're going to the bar. Because they're going to, I mean, you know, seriously. Anything just to, oh, I'm going to need a drink after that. I need whatever. So we're doing the opposite, you understand? So what you have to do is, don't you ever see somebody that's just peaceful and joyful and just a delight to be around? And you're like, I want what they're having. What are they on? Can I take what they're taking? You know, or what are they eating? What kind of water are you drinking that makes you like that? Okay, it's like I want that. Whatever that is, I want it. You have to make them want whatever you have. Whatever kind of water you're drinking, you have to make them want that. How are they going to want it? They have to see it consistently. They have to see it from the time you get up, time you go to bed, in the car, out in the yard, and especially when you speak to them. You understand? You have to be able, that's okay, sure, absolutely, I get it, no. And sometimes I'll say a few little things and I'll say, no, I got it, that's good, I won't argue. Real peaceful. They have to see it because you know, it's a fine line there. It's your loved ones, it's your friends, people you love the most. You want them so much to get it because we know what hour we're in. We know the late time, right? So you're doing everything, and it's doing the opposite. And they're not seeing what you're trying to share with them because it can't be. It's not showing on your face because you're so worried about them, and you just want them to get it. They can't see this faith thing going. They can't see you walking. You know, they can't see you whistling while you're working because you're not. Okay? So first, you just have to know you have no power. You know, he does. He can do it all, and he will. He absolutely will. Just know it all, he will. So, that's it. One other thing is the other day, I have to tell you my little story about, I might have already told it, I don't even know, but as I was, of course we woke up late, going to the plane, and my flight was leaving at 9:15, and had I paid more attention to what time I had to leave, of course I would have never made it at 9:15, but I did, and the alarms went off, but no sound to any of the alarms. So I live about 40 minutes from St. Louis Airport, right? So my daughter gets up and she goes, oh, Mom, we got to get up. And I had woken up at 4. I woke up at 4, but I was like, no, I'm not wasting that hour. I'm going to go to bed. I don't ever do that, but I did. I was just too tired. So it was like 6:30 when we got up. Really? Really? So I had to take a shower really quick and get ready. And now you're supposed to be there now, what, 2 hours before for all the security check-in? Well, we leave the house. I mean, we even go through Starbucks. Get a coffee on the way over there. And she's like, "Oh, Mom." And I said, "I'm not a bit worried. Don't worry about it. Don't rush. Do not speed. Don't take any shortcuts. You just drive like we got all day." That's what I told her. You just drive like we have all day. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. I wasn't a bit worried about anything. Get to the airport. Oh, my luggage, because I have not. We used to have a travel agency. We used to travel everywhere, right? I told you. I've given all that up. For 10 years, I haven't gone anywhere. I can't remember the last time I was on a plane. Probably 9, 10 years ago. So, I don't know about all the new baggage weight laws, right? And all the suitcase, right? Well, the night before, I'm so overwhelmed because I have so much to do. And I'm trying to get everything done before I go. And I'm 12, 14 pounds overweight, can't wear any of my clothes. Now I'm going down from cold weather to warm weather. What am I going to wear? I don't even know. So my daughter, she's like, since she's gained all this weight, so now I'm in her closet, right? And she's loving it. She's loving it that I've gained this weight. I mean, not really, but she is, because now I'm going to her clothes. So, and she's like, "You're not wearing all those, your little cardigans that you always wear, and you got to take some stuff down there." So she's trying to give me these cute little sundresses and oh, it's all this stuff. I was so overwhelmed. I was all laying on my bed, so overwhelmed I couldn't even do it. So I went to bed and I said, "I'll get up early in the morning and I'll finish packing this stuff." Next morning I get up. Now I'm in a hurry, right? I'm looking at it. I did this. I literally just threw everything that was on my bed. I didn't even know if I had underwear, socks, anything. I don't know, because I just scooted it. Threw some flip-flops in there, my Ugg boots and stuff. I mean, I don't even know what was in there. I zipped it up. I went to the airport. Overweight. Over. I had to pay that. So my daughter drives off. Now, mind you, I get there at 8:20. I get to the airport at 8:20. Okay? Only thing happened was the overweight on that suitcase, because I had to pay the difference, right? I said I didn't think about that. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't overwhelm about what am I going to wear, and I can't do it. Throw it in. I just went. That's what I did. So I walk in, and I pre-checked in on the computer the night before. But anyway, I walked in. I got behind the one line. I was in for like 15 minutes, and then I found out I didn't even have to be in it, because I could have went straight in that other pre-check-in one, right? But there's a reason that I was behind that. It was Christians in front of me that I was talking to. They weren't going to Florida, but we had a nice chat, right? So then I get up there, and the guy goes, "Oh, you don't have to be in this line. You can go straight over here because you pre-checked in." I just walked in, went right through security, did my thing, went to the gate. I had 15, 20 minutes to spare. And you know what? I'm just la. That's what I did. Now, on the way back, went to a thrift store down there, and we got another bag so I could put those clothes in, so I didn't have to pay that fee. So we split them up. But Cherie, my friend, much more organized than I am, So she's get there in time now. Make sure the reservation. I mean, she's like that, and I'm just like, oh. So I can see her. She won't say anything, but I can see that she's hey, we're gonna have to go now. We're gonna hour drive. We're gonna have to get going. I'm like, I'm almost there. I don't care. I mean, not that I care with her, not showing disrespect, but I'm not getting stressed. I'm not getting upset, because now we're in Malamar Beach, and that's where she lives, and so now we have to drive to Orlando, to the airport, right? It's an hour or so, I guess. I pay attention, hour and a half, I don't know. But anyway, so we drive, and same thing. So she drops me off, and we're saying goodbye, and she's like, "Well, you better get in there." But we don't want to leave each other. Oh, I'm like, oh, I should have stayed longer. And so she's like, "Well, you better get in. You're gonna be late." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not worried about it. Because now I'm cutting the time close too, right?" Here again, look. Walk right in, through security, go through that pre-thing, nobody there. I was through that all and at my gate, okay, before she was probably on the interstate, probably before she left the airport grounds. And I text her, I go, I'm in. See, I just gotta, that worry, why? It's not gonna change anything. That's what I've learned, you know. I just walk in that. I do. I just walk in that. I don't rush like that anymore. I had to rush around when I was young with kids and stuff. You always have that. I don't do it now, and I won't do it now. I probably annoys probably a lot of people because I just beat to my own drum. I do just beat to my own drum. Um, I have my own time, and if you do not want to, you know, if you're that, you have to be there 15 minutes, but you have to. I can't do that because I might stop and smell the roses sometimes. I might just have to stop outside and smell the flowers before I get in that car. And that might throw the whole schedule off. Just how I am. Just how I am. It all worked out okay. And I said to her, then the flight was delayed an hour, right? So I was walking to the airport and she's like, well, don't miss this flight. And I go, I won't. I said, trust me, there's a reason. And he'll have me talking to somebody that I'm supposed to talk to. Sure enough, two little gang girls. Okay, I'm assuming they were there. They worked there, but you could tell that they were kind of rough and had a life. And here I'm over just chatting, and I took pictures with us. I'm just chatting, talking about God. Not a lot. Oh, what are you here? I'm here. I was here for a Christian conference. Yeah, I said, who knew? I'm a Christian blogger. Who knew? How about that? How about that? I go, God is just so crazy, isn't he? I go, he's just so wonderful. I go, he just does such wonderful things. Who knew? That's how that's how I do with them. And I go, you wouldn't believe it. And so I could tell they like rap, and I said, yeah. I said, I know the Nelly rap and all that. I go, but he was good. I mean, he wasn't filthy like they all now. And so that kind of opened up a little bit, and that's how I did that. I'm telling you, and I got some good things out. That's what that was for. And that morning in the shower, the Lord just overwhelmed me, just wonderful, filled it. And He said, I'm going to fill you with my light today. You're going to be filled with my light, and just beam my light, beam it. Just shine, and bless those you come in contact with you. I mean, not as in I can do any blessing, right? But I mean, just God bless you. Oh well, God, I hope God blesses you and bless you. He said, do that today. He said, but I'm filling with my light today. You're just going to be, And it was like, I just walked through all that, and I'm just talking to everybody, and just, I felt it, It was just a good day. Good day. Then I get on the airplane, right? Of course, I'm in the last aboard, okay? I'm like the third from the last aboard. I don't care. No matter to me. I'm just going in. I felt like Forrest Gump on the school bus. As I'm getting on the plane, and it's whatever seating because it's Southwest, and so I'm walking. I get to the back, but as I'm walking, there was all these kids too. They come back from Disney World. It was spring break, but all these, it was like seats taken. Somebody's sitting here, got that seat, and I said this kind of loud. I mean, it was in a funny way, but I go, I'm so Forrest Gump right now. I go, I need my Jenny. I go, where's Jenny? I'm like, Jenny, where are you? I know Jenny's got a seat for me. But I said, I'm just so Forrest Gump right now. And so I looked, and there was a woman and a man. There was a middle seat next to him. So I walked in, and I go, you're my Jenny, to the man. It was, but I just, all the way home, just like that. I'm sure they were glad when we landed, but anyway, it's good. It's a good time. It's good. It's good. So now, I know we're heading into this, okay? I know we're in the end times. I do. Don't know when. But again, you always look at when any disasters, and it's time, it's tornado season, all that season for stuff. And again, and Cherie had said something to me about, well, notice, look at the earthquakes that keep happening in Oklahoma, the ones specifically in Oklahoma. Well, I guess you could go with California too, but because look at us. Remember the pattern too. We want that peace agreement, right? We're trying to divide their land, right? So every day that we're pushing that, and Carrie and everybody's talking about, and they're meeting, watch what forms here. Okay? So watch the earthquakes, the tornadoes, all of that. Watch that pattern. Just like I showed you before, if you go back 20 years, you see all the disasters that's hit the United States, it's always been within that day or a day or two, um, when our guys are either in Israel trying to divide the land, or the Israeli government is over here and we're trying to get them to divide the land. Whatever it is, we always have disaster. And again, Google that. Google that. So, you know, gotta be ready. So, gotta be ready. And you just have to know. You just gotta give them to God. Just gotta give them to God, okay? Because if you don't, they can't see that what He told you to left. You know what he told you to leave with them, which is, you know, what you project. So anyway, maybe I'll talk about another one. I haven't been on such a long time. I got much to talk about. So I don't know. I don't know. Big watch time. Big watch time. So I'll do another one. Love you. See you soon.